Here we are, episode 3 of the Only in Cleveland podcast. And you think I would be in a worse mood than I am because the Cavs played game 6 tonight. And they lost 103-96. Donovan Mitchell, 50 points. Rest of the team sucked it up. Darius, I believe, had 21. Played like trash in the fourth quarter. Strus had 10. Mobley, 34 minutes, 3 rebounds, 3 points. But before I get into the game, I want to say what this team has done to me. So after game 4, I made a podcast, and I was done with this team. And they did something to me after that game. Now, coming into the series, I picked the Cavs to win 6. And I thought even today they were going to win. They didn't. Now they're going to play Sunday at 1. Game 7. And Donovan seems banged up, but I mean, he still put up 50, so hopefully he can play. But I had the Cavs in 6, and I shouldn't say I knew, but my prediction is whoever they played in the second round. You know, there was a whole lot of hoopla at the end of the season. Cavs ducked this team. Cavs didn't want to play. They didn't want to do this. It didn't matter if they played the Knicks in the second round. They would have got past Philly. If they would have been the Pacers, the 3rd seed, or not the 3rd seed, played the Pacers, and the Cavs were the 3rd seed, the Bucks, and they would have beat the Pacers, and they had to play the Knicks. Like, it didn't matter who the Cavs had to play in the second round. Boston, Philly, New York. I'd have picked them to lose. As a Cavs fan, you see, I've got my Cavs shirt, my Cavs banners on the side, hanging up there. Maybe it's me being a crappy Cavs fan, but I would have had them lose in the second round. But something happened after game 4 where they kind of sucked the excitement of the playoffs. I watched game 5 in Cleveland and they won. I can't remember last time I watched a Cavs playoff game and wasn't invested the way I normally am. I wasn't, yelling at the screen or the TV in a good way or a bad way. I wasn't excited. I was before, but I'm saying during the game, I didn't have that playoff feeling that I normally would have. And like I said, going into the playoffs, I had them losing in the second round. But I think what it really smacked me in the face was, yes, I know this team isn't going to get past the second round. But one, I thought they could get through Orlando easier. Not a sweep, but not to lose the way they lost in Orlando. And then tonight, it was a close game, but in the fourth quarter, they scored 18 points and Donovan scored all of them. So it's becoming how they're losing that's deflating me. But after that loss, I started to think this offseason, the future for this Cavs team is, I don't want to use the word terrifying, is concerning. Because if they get knocked out in the first round, for sure, I mean, this front office is going to get blown up, possibly. The coaching staff, for sure. Because I think the only way JB saves his job is he gets through the second round. And I don't think that's going to happen. Then you look at Kobe. I don't know if they're going to fire him, but it would feel like you see tonight's. Oh, he didn't even touch him. You see tonight's game, and Donovan scores 50. Darius scores 21. Nobody else in the Cavs does anything. Nobody does anything in the fourth quarter besides Donovan. If you would ask him now, and I know he probably wouldn't answer you, but why would he want to come back to this team? Where's his help? And I'm gonna get on that in a moment too. But so now let's say the Cavs offer Donovan an extension. He turns it down. So now he plays out his final year of his contract. If you're the Cavs, you got to trade him, right? You got to get something. I mean, it may not be what you gave up, but you have to get something for Donovan. So now you need a coach, possibly a GM, because if Donovan's gone, Kobe, this Donovan trade doesn't look good. And you got Darius, highest paid Cavalier ever. And he struggled this series. So the future does not look bright. And maybe I'm just being a prisoner of the moment. Very well could be. So the reality of that to me is setting in, and it's really dampered my playoff excitement. Game 7's 1 o'clock on Sunday. I'm going to be ready. I'm going to be excited. I'll be into it. But I got a feeling if they can win, it'll be like, yeah, they won on the Boston. Oh, man, we got to play Boston? Like, it's going to be a sweep. Like, there's nothing they can do in Game 7 that's going to make me feel good about Boston. And maybe they played Boston good during the season. I don't know the record offhand. I'm pretty sure they came back. They were down big against Boston. They came back and won one of those games. I could be wrong, but maybe they played Boston tough. Nobody nationally is going to be picking the Cavs. It's going to be a sweep, gentleman's sweep at best. And I can't disagree with that. And on to the game before I get on to the help topic. I was running around during the Cavs game with my nephew and my wife. I was watching it on my phone when I could. Because like I said, man, like emotionally, I was kind of checked out because of what I'm worried about is going to happen in the off season. So yeah, I didn't get to watch all the game. Like I said, I watched it on my phone. I'm probably watching more of the Dallas game right now. And man, there's a guy in Dallas that, as weird as he was, I wish he was still in a Cavs jersey. And that's Kyrie. And I just saw something where he said something about it, him and LeBron, because he was thinking about teaming up with LeBron again. And if they would have stayed in Cleveland, they would have won more championships. Like, this has probably got to be a duo right behind Kobe and Shaq that you go, what if? Kobe and Shaq obviously got more than LeBron and Kyrie did, titles together. But each duo could have had more titles together if it wasn't for the ego and pride of the guys. But on to the help. Donovan scored 50. Darius had 21. And like I said, Strus had 10. And then after that, I think Okoro, let's look. 3 points from Okoro. Or 4 points. Niang had 3 points. Mobley, 3 point. Like, that's insane. Marcus Morris Sr., 2 points. You don't expect much out of him. So come playoffs and the finals, you want to win a championship. It's the others. Watching this Dallas game, you're going to get your 30 points from Kyrie, 20, 30 points from Luka, but it's the other guys. And that's what, like, everybody would knock LeBron for, game on the line. He's drawing 2, 3 guys. He kicks it to a wide open guy. You need those guys to have the confidence to step up and hit a shot because you're going to need him at some point. MJ needed Steve Kerr to hit a shot, needed John Paxson. Kobe and Shaq needed Robert Horry to hit. Like, you see, whether it's dynasties or your superstars and their championship runs, the others hit a big play, big shot. So you need help. That's what always drives me crazy. Like when in the GOAT debate or the LeBron hate is you want to say what his finals record is. And I know you're taking a whole series, but I look at what did that guy do in that series. Yes, it is important in winning. It's why you play the game. And I don't want to get off to a tangent of LeBron and the GOAT and all that stuff. But so at the end of the day, the most important thing is to win. But there's a difference. If they would have won that Dallas series in 2011 and he played as awful as he did, I don't want to give him that much credit because they won in spite of him. Now, obviously, in 2011, he played bad and they lost. So, yes, you can knock him for that. But you look at Donovan tonight. If I use the logic that a lot of LeBron haters use, and I use 4 and 6, even though he could have averaged for the series 34, 12, and 10. So, obviously, LeBron did his LeBron thing. Donovan tonight did his thing. He's not the reason they lost, but yet there's a loss for a Donovan Mitchell team or a LeBron James team. So that's what drives me crazy about the narratives that media fans want to paint. Is, guys, this isn't boxing. This isn't, individual tennis. This is a team sport. The team that is better will win. And right now, it may look like the Cavs don't have a better team than the Magic, which is going to get people fired. So I wasn't going to come on here because I'm not furious right now. Am I disappointed? Absolutely. Because like I said, I had the Cavs in 6. And I wanted them to win. And I'm going to want them to win Game 7. And if they do win and they play Boston, I'm going to be there for each game. And I'm going to say they're going to win. I don't have confidence in that. I can't make a case for why I think they're going to win. But I'm a Cavs fan. You see the banners. I always go the wrong way. You see the banners. Cavs fan. Browns fan. Speaking of Browns, I want to touch on something with the Browns. Real quick. Since it's the offseason. This whole stadium talk. It seems like they're going to go to Brook Park when their lease is up in 28. And if I own the Browns, it makes sense to go to Brook Park. I don't want to because I like the team being downtown. But financially, it's smart for me to build a dome and build up that area with restaurants and hotels and stores. You're right across from the airport. Now you have a $1 billion or $1 billion billionaire owner who's trying to get half of a $2.5 billion dome, trying to get funds from the city. I don't think he should. Especially when it comes to that, because you're going to get the revenue of the parking. You're going to get a certain cut of, obviously this is your land. You bought this land. Your tenants, the restaurants, the hotels, the stores are all like, you're going to make your money back like that. Now, obviously, he's a billionaire. He's smarter than me when it comes to that type of stuff. So I'm sure I'm not saying anything he doesn't realize. And when it comes to renovating the current stadium, look, I don't know what they can exactly do. I've heard Daryl from 92.3 who's pretty plugged in, it seems, if you want your info in terms of stadium renovations. It seems like it's going to be, something with the scoreboard. It's going to be, which I never really realized this, but now I think about it, I guess he's right. Like, there's not many stadiums in the league that when you're walking through the concourse, you can't see the field. And Brown Stadium is like that. So they want to open it up. And there's going to be other things they want to do that they're going to try to do, like how the Guardians are doing it, where it's the off season and it's going to be, pardon our dust during the season. And even with that, the city owns that stadium. So any structural type of stuff, Browns are saying, hey, how about you guys foot the bill on that? And anything that makes it look pretty, makes it a fancy stadium, we'll foot the bill on that, which seems fair. But the problem, yes, it is. The stadium was built horrible, built quick. I don't want to say built cheap. Maybe it was. And now they're kind of having to pay for that. But and you can't put a dome on it or a roof. And there's a lot of events they're missing out on, which is why getting a dome in Brook Park, the wrestling events, the concerts, the college basketball, college football, the Super Bowl, possibly. Like, there's just so much more money that can be brought in. But not only is, so you can fix up the stadium, but the problem they can't fix and they aren't going to fix, at least we haven't heard the plan yet for the renovations, is the traffic to get to that stadium. It's a bottleneck. You only have two ways in and out. And so getting in and getting out is a pain in the neck. No pun intended. And then you have the parking. It's horrible. I've been to Carolina. I've been to Nashville to see a concert where the hockey team plays. Parking deck's caddy right there. Boom, park, easy, in and out. The Browns, you got to walk. So they're not going to fix that. Matter of fact, the Muni lot, it's gone regardless. So it's going to be worse. So because of that, it makes no sense to renovate the stadium. You're wasting money. So I think the Haslams, go ahead and try to get funding But I think they should look at it as we'll go ahead and try. And if they turn us down, screw it. We'll pay for the whole thing. Because we'll make our money. So I don't understand what the fans don't understand about that. Maybe it's just them trying to hold on to staying in downtown Cleveland because of the memories, because of nostalgia. Man, nostalgia. I'm telling you what, boy. That nostalgia is something else. That's a whole nother topic I do not want to get into right now. So yeah, I wanted to touch on a little bit of Browns news. Cavs, unfortunately, let us down. And once again, man, it's not necessarily that they lost. It's just how they're losing. And for me, at least, it's what looks like is going to be reality. And I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping we don't fire our coach or fire our GM. I shouldn't say I hope we don't fire our coach because he's 0-9 in road playoff games. And there's just a lot of stuff that he could be better at. But the whole Donovan situation, it's just I don't like the road they're heading down. I would like to see them, like, what would make me feel better about the end of the season when they are done playing basketball is if they get past this round, as bad as they looked. And I know Donovan's knee is not going to, magically heal and he's going to be back to 100%, even though he says he was. But after this game, he can't say that. Is if they give Boston a run for the money. If they give Boston a run for the money and they lose, that'll make me feel better about this team. Now, could JB still get fired? Absolutely. But if they get through the series, I won't be going into the Boston series confident. And if they get smoked by Boston, JB's gone. And who knows what Donovan's going to do. I mean, I know they're probably going to lose in 4 if they get to Boston. But let's say they lose in 5 and their last game's in Boston. There could be a possibility. Back when LeBron left, 2010? 2009 might have been his last year, 2010. His last game was a playoff game against the Celtics, and they lost. And I remember them showing him taking his jersey off, saying, "This is his last. Could this be the last time that LeBron's wearing Cavs jersey?" And then a decision, and he left. Could the Cavs lose to Boston in Boston and Donovan? People asking, "Hey, could this be Donovan's last game?" He's got an extension. If he turns it down, maybe the Cavs trade him in the offseason. Maybe they don't. Maybe they keep him and he starts playing throughout the season and they trade him midseason. The Cavs are going to have a lot of questions, tough questions. They're going to have to be answered if they don't turn this playoff run around. And like I said, it's not even getting to the finals or Eastern Conference finals necessarily. It's just how they're looking in these playoffs. If they don't turn that around, it's going to be a lot of tough questions that need to be answered. Like I said, Kobe, JB, Donovan. Do you try to move Darius? Evan Mobley, technically, you can give him an extension. Are you giving him an extension? 3 points. Isaac Okoro will be a free agent. Let's see what he did tonight. Isaac played 24 minutes, 4 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound, 2 blocks, 0 for 2 from the 3-point line. Evan Mobley, we need you to shoot some threes. He didn't shoot the 3. The 3-point shooting, man, That was part of the reason I gave JB a pass last year, was because of the roster. They didn't have the shooting. They shot 6-22 with 3-point line. Brought in Max Strus, he shot 2 of 5. Donovan was 3-9. Darius is 1 of 4. And Niang was 1 of 4. There's your shooters. Where's Carius? He didn't even take one. What'd he do? 1 assist, 7 minutes. Niang got more minutes than him. Tristan got more minutes than Carius. Granted, Jared Allen's out, so that's why Tristan's playing what he's playing. So yeah, they got a lot of questions that are going to need to be answered. And if they don't turn this around, it's just not looking good. So hopefully they can get a turnaround. Hopefully I can start to feel better about the immediate future of this team. Hopefully they can keep Donovan. I mean, I was told by somebody that Donovan's the greatest Cavalier ever. I mean, he looked good tonight. He looked like another Cavalier that, when he didn't have help, tried to carry teams. And he did, further than the first round. And I gotta learn how to do that. Got one of those. Guess what? He had help. Because that's what you have to get if you want to win. So, yeah. Will I do one Sunday? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. See if they win, if they lose, how I'm feeling. But I will definitely be doing one shortly after, if the season ends. And if they do win, I might wait until they play Boston a game or two and get a feel for that series and see how this team looks. So until then, man, hopefully Cavs get it turned around and get this Game 7 win. In Cleveland, crowd will be crazy because that's what Cleveland crowds do. So yeah, hopefully they get it done. They can move on to the second round, and we can deal with Boston. They're going to be all without Porzingis. But they still got White's balling. You got Tatum. You got Jalen. They're a good team. So we'll have our hands full. So until my next episode, I'll see ya.